What's going on, everybody? I'm here in the Prelude, and I'm here to give an update on the F20B with the K20A Type R Pistons. So, to start off, it's almost been a year. Right now it's December of 2021, and I finished the rebuild in February, so it's a couple months away from being a year, and it has been pretty much 20,000 miles. I finished the motor and put it in at 242, and it's now at 262, so it's been about 20,000 miles since the rebuild, and this is the update. So I'm happy to say that I haven't gone on this year-long hiatus because it blew up or anything like that. I'm sure it was probably easy to assume that maybe I fucking blew it up and something went wrong, so I didn't upload. But this past year, this motor has been amazing to me. Literally, these past 20,000 miles, I've gone on so many road trips, so many races, just stuff like that. I've been beating on it. I've been just daily driving it every single day, and it's been so reliable. It doesn't burn any oil, I'm glad to say, because my old H22 freaking drank oil like it was nothing. So this motor has been super good. Broken in, it broke in amazing. Like I said, hasn't burnt any oil in the past year, like not even a drop, which is freaking amazing. It sounds good. And so I'm happy to say that 20,000 miles, it's been amazing. That's not nothing crazy happened. That's not why I haven't uploaded, but I do have some videos stacked. I'll definitely try to upload those soon. I've raced a lot of people, but a lot of stuff has changed too. I'm not racing and trying to hunt races down like I used to back in the day, but it's been chill. So I don't know if this was the first thing you noticed or not, but my car is now a different color. So I recently did wrap it in Hexus gloss yellow. I love how it looks. I'll probably talk about it in a different video. I just wanted to give an update on the F20B because it has been forever. But so that's what we'll talk about. So when it comes to under the hood, not much has changed. I mean, painted valve cover, Mishimoto. I made this myself, and I made that because I used to have a vented hood, and it used to rain on my distributor, but that's why I made that. Excuse me. But as far as the F20B, this thing, it's been amazing, honestly. Like, I mean, literally, it's just been so reliable. So many road trips, races, just beating on it on the weekends or just whenever, and it hasn't given me any problems. Like literally zero in the past year. So yeah. I mean, I'm happy to say that definitely. I do hate that I haven't uploaded in a long time, but honestly, a lot of stuff's changed, and I haven't had the motivation to upload. I will say, now that I think about it, I did crash my car last March. I think it was on March 5th. Well, technically this March, but it happened on March 5th. I crashed it. That was literally like 1 month after I rebuilt it. So like, that's another reason like why I haven't had the motivation to make videos, because my car looked like shit. I mean, at first it was just like finding parts and then stuff like that, but long story short with that, I mean, I got new everything and everything just worked out. So I'll probably talk about that in the wrap video. But yeah, as far as the motor, K20A Type R Pistons in the F20B, it's literally been amazing. So I have nothing but good things to say about the Nippon racing pistons and rings. The KS2 balance shaft elite, tons of oil pressure, which is actually another change on my car. I installed an oil pressure gauge, and I integrated it in this dash piece. Some Prelude people might cringe at that, but realistically, with the hole saw I used to cut that hole out, I could realistically bring it back to stock. But anyways, this is a Pro Sport gauge, and it's treated me good. So Pro Sport gauges are pretty good. This one is tinted, so as you saw, it is tinted. Jesus, thank you. But as you saw, it's tinted, so whenever it's off, it's pretty much out of sight. It's not like a very obvious gauge, because you see it now, it looks cool. As soon as you turn it off, it's pretty much hidden. And I put it in the spot just because I felt like it kind of, I mean, I still feel like it ended up perfect, but I just want it in a low-key spot. I didn't want it, I don't have, this is just a fucking bolt-on motor, so I mean I don't need freaking gauge pods everywhere. So I felt like that was a perfect spot, and it just worked out. So that installed good. I love that. So, but yeah, with the K20A balance shaft delete, the oil pressure is freaking amazing. I mean, at idle, and I just use regular 5W30 oil. I don't, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't put like freaking diesel oil or crazy thick oil. I just use 5W30 like OEM says. And at idle, I'm about 40 psi, sometimes 35. And when it runs like anything above like 1,002 RPM, it's pretty much at like 100 or so. My gauge only goes to 100, so anything past that I can't read. But oil pressure is amazing with the K20A balance shaft delete, and everything's just been amazing. You know, a lot of people try to say like, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that with the build, but realistically this was an OEM build. Like, this was my first ever motor I ever put together, so I wasn't trying to just put like a freaking crazy race engine together. This was OEM build, has the Type S cams, stock rods on the K20 pistons, stock crank, so it was pretty OEM, and that probably contributes a lot to the reliability. I mean, like I said, literally no problems from this at all. So, you know, it was almost weird at first not working on this, because when I had my old H22, I mean, it didn't really give me problems, but it's like usually something, like no matter what it was, even if it was little, something kind of needed to be worked on like every once in a while. So it's almost been weird, like not needing to check the oil, not messing with anything, like kind of just shut the hood and go like a car should be, which is crazy. But I guess, you know, when you have a high mileage H22, you know, kind of gonna be working on it a lot. So, but yeah, that's about it. I mean, realistically, I have no complaints from this motor at all. This F20B treated me so freaking good. I mean, literally. So that's another reason I chose to wrap it. I mean, people are like, you should boost your car, which is definitely in the future, but I mean, I'm just focused on having a good daily driver. Like, this thing gets driven every fucking day. Like, I don't even, you know, there's only a few times I can remember that I didn't really need to drive my car. So this thing has gone on so many road trips, everything. I've traveled hours away, came right back. Like I said, it doesn't burn oil. So, but yeah, guys, that's the update. I guess I'll still do a walk around of the Prelude. But yeah, F20B, you know, I still love my H series, which, let's be honest, F20B is a H22. It's just 2 liters. So, I mean, realistically, the F20B block is a H22 OBD2 block. Like, that's all it is. Whenever you order gaskets and stuff for your F20B, you just get H22 stuff, timing belt, H22, everything. Literally, seals, H22. Just go to a parts store, ask for a 9701 Prelude, and you're set. Like, you don't have to worry about finding parts for F20B unless you're diving into like the crank, the rods, the rod bolts, because F20Bs, they do use F23 rod bolts, because H22s actually have rod studs. Technically, they use studs and nuts, and these use rod bolts that stretch. So that's one difference. The rod bearings in journals are actually B16A rod bearings. So, you know, when you get into the internals, that's when it gets different. But I mean, literally, seals, gaskets, timing belt, literally fucking anything. Just H22, like spark plugs, everything. So, same with H23A. If you have H23A VTEC, same fucking thing. Just get H22 shit. Don't go on fucking forums asking people, where do I get this and that from F20B or H23? Like, it's all H22 shit. So unless you're diving into internals, you don't need to worry about all that. So, but yeah, guys, that's been an update. This thing has been dead reliable. You know, I've fallen in love with F20Bs now, just for how awesome this has treated me. Makes great power. I'll probably include some race videos, but like I was mentioning, a lot of stuff's changed. The scene around here is a lot different, so I'm not like finding races every fucking weekend like I used to. So it doesn't really matter though. I mean, I've also got some speeding tickets allegedly, so that's kind of a big motivation not to be ripping around town like I used to. But excuse me. But yeah, guys, that's it. Everything has been good with the F20B. Hasn't given me any problems. So I just wanted to make that update video. Thanks for watching, guys.